Hi. So, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you're here too. How was October? How was November treating you? I can't believe we're already like in the middle of November. What the hell? October was a wild ride for me personally. We had those two eclipses. Uh, man, you know, good stuff, but like overwhelming stuff too. So, just trying to take it one day at a time. So, anyway, I hope you're doing well. Tell me everything. Tell me how it's going for you. This time around, I don't think I've ever used this deck on this channel. Um, it was one of the, not first, not it. I got it sooner than I probably should have because that's how I roll. Um, and it's really cool. So it's double sided. It has, you know, kind of the front facing view and the back facing view, which I don't, it's just kind of cool. So this is the vice versa tarot, and this is the woman in total control of herself. And obviously, if you are not a woman, it's still going to apply to you, but it just so happens that, obviously this deck, that's the name of it. But again, I've had this for a couple months too, and it kept kind of calling my name. So I've responded in true manifesting generator form. So without making this intro too long, we'll get into it. Sweet. So let's get you an oracle card first. Of course, if you're here, and you are, you might be a 1/4 profile. I still use my little bowl to like select the order, so that's the little ticket. If you've been here long enough, I used to use a bowl to select the order of readings. So anyway, this is a reading for the 1/4 profile or the investigator opportunist. If you don't know your profile, you're welcome to stay, of course, if you are drawn to this reading. But if you want to know what your profile is, there will be a link in the description below for you to get your profile. And then after you watch this reading, you can go watch your other reading. So, and I don't know why I feel the need to say this, but I used to do zodiac sign readings too. Maybe check out your zodiac sign, your sun or rising. I don't usually like shamelessly plug those or, but I don't know. I felt the need to say it. So maybe there's a message there in one of those readings for you also. And last thing, we're waiting for a card anyway. We just need one card. I apologize for my neighbor's barking dog if you can hear it. Hopefully it's not barking right now, so maybe they brought him inside. I don't know, but Sisterhood of Reciprocity. Reciprocity. Getting what you give. I love this too. This has very Three of Cups vibes to it, like support from others. It's like, everybody supports everybody. It's also very community. And you have that fourth line, the opportunist line, which is about community, right? And networking and friendships. And we have the Fool card. With these, I know I haven't said it yet, but I don't think I did. I don't think I said this in the intro. If I did, oh well. But I'm going to take the cards as the way that they come out. I'm not going to flip them over since these cards are two-sided. I'm just going to take the way that they come out. So we start with the Fool, which is absolutely gorgeous. We have the Four of Swords, the King, Queen, the Queen of Swords, Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Talk about, help from others. We have the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. Which way? I think this is the bottom of the deck. Let me make sure everything is in view. Okay. Sorry about the glare. These cards are very glossy also. And there's just no way for me to really move the lights. And it's getting darker earlier, blah, 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 all of the things, right? So let's read about the Sisterhood of Reciprocity. It says, tend to your partnerships. This could be a time to review or negotiate business, renew romance or friendship, or nurture the very partnership you have with your own soul. Much of our world suffers from lack of understanding of what our ancestors knew so well. A life is dependent on the generosity of our planet. There is no thriving without her good graces for food, water, shelter, and beauty. And we do well to remember it with reciprocity. Is it time to share, celebrate her bounty, give back to her resources, to your relationships or community? These pages are okay. Thick. Sorry. Okay. Long ago, we honored the lack of resources in the winter season with hopeful light-giving ceremonies. We celebrated the harvest with offerings and gratitude. We marked each season, each birth, death, and love affair by honoring our Earth Mother as benefactress. A witch carries this practice forward, knowing that all parts of her life are independent with the elements, creatures, and plants of the earth, the same way that her healthy psyche relies on all her parts working together. She must balance her genius with her shadow, reconcile her love with her fear, strike a balance between her logic and emotion. All parts of her life she is proud of must dance with those monstrous parts of fears, in order to experience a bountiful creative life. Take stock of where you are entwined in healthy partnership and where you are not. This is a time for tending to the dance of reciprocity. Just really interesting because, again, right, you have that fourth line, which is heavily kind of dependent on those around you. And that's not to say that every experience you've ever had was a good experience, right? But there might just be energy available to either renew something or start new connections. We start with the Fool. So clearly there's a sense of newness here. The Fool is also about taking risks. It could even be, calculated risk, of course, too, because I think that investigation line, you need information in order to take a risk, that investigation line, it leads with insecurity until you feel like you know enough. And then with the fourth line, it's about even universalizing that or kind of sharing your investigation with those around you, sharing your knowledge. What have you learned? Right? So again, we start with this Fool card and they haven't taken the leap yet. This is coming up to it though, right? I mean, this could be something that you're already feeling. Maybe it's something that you're already ready to do. There's this little baggage here, not bringing much with you. There's this cup down here. There's this crown down here also. So there is this feeling of vulnerability. Maybe there are things that you feel like you are leaving behind or identities that you feel like you're shedding, because that could be The Fool also is this, kind of brand new representation of yourself. Because like on this card, right, I mean, we're looking at them from the perspective of, if we were standing here with this dog, the focus is more like future, right? Because we're looking out on, you can't even really see the cup or the crown here. It's nighttime. On this card, we can see the sun is coming up. We can see it coming up on this side. But this is the side that came out. So, like I said, I just kind of keep getting this feeling about like vulnerability. Maybe you're just kind of feeling like a lot of, shedding has happened. Because like I said, with the crown being on the floor, the cup being on the floor, it's like you've shed something. Maybe even trying to be like unassuming. That just came to mind. And it's paired with the Six of Pentacles. So it's interesting because the Six of Pentacles is about support from others. So again, I was saying with this card about the Three of Cups vibe, but the Three of Cups does talk about support from others. So the Six of Pentacles have to do with our money, our time, our physical body. The Six of Pentacles is about like charity, volunteer work, grants. It's recognizing that you have enough and you have the resources to share with somebody else, or they have the resources to share with you. Maybe there's, some sort of vision happening here, because it looks like, right, this person is looking at this model town. Maybe they built this model town. Maybe they have this vision of building a community. Maybe you feel like an outsider in some capacity, right? Because on this side, they're looking towards, there's the sunset again. They're looking more future forward. We can see all these planetary symbols on their cape, right? And we can't see any of that on this side. On this side, it looks like they literally are sleepwalking or dreaming, right? Because of course it's nighttime anyway. So maybe there is a dream that you have. And maybe it's also something like you might need investment from other people. You might need, help, or, just people who know how to do the things that you don't know how to do. And I mean, your best opportunities are going to be found within your network. Even if you don't know a specific person that can help you out right now, it's still like putting the word out. Because, like you say to one of your friends, like, look, I'm I'm thinking about doing this thing, but I need an engineer. I don't know. I'm just putting out words. Okay. So it's just an example. And you're like, I need this type of engineer. And I don't know anybody that does that kind of work or has that type of knowledge. And whatever. Then you guys, start talking about something else and you go on with your lives. And then eventually that friend, maybe they mention it to somebody else. Maybe they meet somebody and they're like, oh, what do you do for work? And they're like, oh, I'm this type of engineer. And they're like, oh my God, my friend was just saying that they are looking for somebody who specializes in your type of work. I would love to introduce you to them. And they do. And you're like, oh my God. Right? So it's just like your best opportunities are going to be found within your network. But it's interesting because we have these we have 3 swords cards out here, air cards. I think the Fool might be Aquarius, so that's another air card. But we have the 4 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is about resting. I mean, we could see this person sitting here in this throne napping, right? Like, did they just fall asleep mid-sentence? Or, they're clearly older. The swords are hung up on the wall. So it's kind of like, maybe have you been in a place of hiding out, or not taking any action towards something. Maybe you're just letting an idea simmer, like maybe you stuck a pin in it because you're like, what am I going to do with this? It could also be, swords have to do with our minds, ideas, thoughts, divine truth, which is, objective truth, factual, what you can prove type of thing. I also see swords as being the card of, or the suit of ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. And our egos are created by the stories that we attach to experiences, to feelings, whether they're true or not, and whether they're ours or not. This card, it just feels like avoidance on this side. There's this huge fire going on back here and this guy is just sleeping, right? Like it seems like avoidance or denial even, but this side, it does not feel that way. This side, it feels like you've been sitting on an idea, festering, simmering, because now we have the 10 of Swords underneath it. And the 10 of Swords, 10s are completion. So we can see that, again, it's nighttime. It almost looks like it's underwater, but I don't think that it is. I think it's just nighttime. I mean, it could be underwater. Truly, water represents our emotions. Maybe you've been on an emotional roller coaster, and just the way that it's been framed in your mind, like your mindset around it has been kind of effed, because like the 10 of Swords is like, there's nothing else to consider. You have considered all of the what ifs, all of the possibilities, right? Like the only thing left for there to do is to like move forward. This side, there's an eclipse here, which is interesting. Obviously, that's not the side that came out, right? But on this side, the armor is empty, right? Like the guy is out of it. He escaped. Maybe he's just like reflecting on a frame of mind. But with this side, I mean, we have no way of knowing if there's anybody in there or not. So again, it's kind of like the turkey is cooked, man. So this combo together, again, right? Like if you have kind of put an idea on the back burner, maybe you've been like mulling it over a lot with the 10 of Swords, it's kind of like, okay, let's do something about it. And especially with the Queen of Swords here, like the Queen of Swords is kind of like no bullshit. Queens are when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves. Like we recognize it within ourselves. And this is about like being clear in thought, because we're looking at the Queen of Swords here, right? I mean, she's looking straight at us, she's not even like, the helmet is off, which is really kind of interesting actually, because we go from all these swords being in the armor to picking one sword, but also again like this sense of authority, this clarity of thought, knowing what you want to do, resting on your knowledge, your intelligence, because it's there with that first line, investigator. Like, I mean, you investigate stuff, right? It's kind of like you're not necessarily going to get up on the stand to be an expert witness if you don't feel comfortable doing so, right? So again, I mean, she's holding the Ace of Swords there. He, she, they. It's not gender based, but it is a queen, so that's why I'm using she pronouns. But also, like I said, she cuts through any BS, any fuckery. Absolutely not. Gets the chop, right? Including your own stuff. Like, don't allow yourself to fool yourself, right? Because again, like on this side, we're looking at the back of her, right? So this is something that's definitely, it's like, it's coming up. It's something, maybe even like a reflection, like it's something that you need to look within yourself on, get clear about this thing, especially if there is going to be assistance coming in, especially if you're like, I need whatever type of assistance or investment or whatever, it is, right? Like, because also with the Six of Pentacles, and I might have already said it when we were talking about it, there is this reciprocity thing. So it's like whatever you're putting in, you're getting back. Same with the other person or persons. Like they have to get the equal amount of what they're putting in. It's a circle, right? And I love how we end with the Nine of Cups, because the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. Your desires being met, getting what you want. And also this view of the Nine of Cups, because it's kind of this like feeling of pride. They're looking at their 9 cups there. And gratitude is just the feeling that I'm getting from it. Right? Having an abundance of cups with our emotions. Loving what we do. Loving what we're getting out of the things that we do. 9s are individual completion also. So this has more to do with you. Your desires being met. Your wishes being fulfilled. The things that you have been manifesting. That's what's coming to fruition. And then we have the Judgment card. And the 10 of Cups. And the 6 of Wands. And the Hermit. Which is interesting because I just did the 2-4 reading, and the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, and the Hermit card all came out. And, well, they were at the bottom of the deck. Well, the 6 of Wands came out. Anyway, they were in a different position, but they somehow ended back together at the bottom of the deck, which is just why I love tarot anyway. I shuffle the deck a million times between readings. I shuffle it obviously during the reading too. So it's just crazy. So we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is a card that comes before the World card. So I love that we start with a Fool card. We end with the Judgment card, which is the card that comes before the Fool card, or the World card. And the World card is the end of the Fool's journey. So there is this transformation that's happening here. Whatever this journey is for you, it is going to change you in some aspect. This has this like Judgment Day feeling. It could be literally needing to decide, like making the decision. This is what I want to do. And that's when things start moving forward for you. Getting clear again, right? With the Queen of Swords. Getting clear on what that is. Whoop. Whoop. On this side of the card, it looks like they have like come out of the coffins, which is interesting because it does have this like rebirth vibe to it on this side of the card. But this side, it's like you have to kind of walk through the fire. But also it's like, this is where you want to be. Like you would want to walk through this fire for that thing that you want, right? Like not literal fire. Don't literally walk through fire, right? But like this is that change, that transformation. The 10 of Cups, wish fulfillment again, right? But this is everybody's cup is full. Everybody feels purposeful. This has a family and community aspect to it again, right? With, the community vibe. 6 of Wands is victory and success. The Hermit card is following your own path. We have the Queen of, this is the King of Pentacles. Again, abundance. Ace of Cups. This is all, it's very good. Very good stuff. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.